Students, today we are going to study some important points of Euclid's geometry. Although the topic and the chapter has been deleted by CBSE, but still there are some important contents in this which you should know so as to move on to the higher concepts. So we will be discussing them one by one, only the important and the key points. So the geometry that we have been studying since earlier classes, it is called Euclid's geometry or plane geometry. You can see here Euclid is called the father of geometry, and geometry we can split as two words. It is geo and metron. Geo means earth and metron means to measure. So every concept in mathematics has arise from its need in our daily life. So therefore geometry also originated in Egypt as an art of earth measurement. Why we needed to measure earth? For agriculture and for growing crops and cultivating different kind of crops. We needed to mark their boundaries, so naturally we needed to measure the land. So there were some techniques that the ancient people were using, and therefore they called it to measure earth. It is called geometry. Now Euclid is called the father of geometry, and he collected all the work that was developed by the mathematician. He was the first Egyptian mathematician who initiated a new way of thinking the study of geometry. And what is very special about him, he introduced the method of proving a geometrical result by deductive reasoning based upon previously proved result and some self-evident specific assumptions called axioms. Here you should see here that what is deductive reasoning. It is based upon previously proved result and some self-evident specific assumptions called axioms. So what is this axioms? We are going to study the axioms. That is, we have here axioms are the obvious solutions. That is, they are specific assumptions that we do not need to prove. For example, let us say, suppose you have somebody said something to you. And you did not quite believe him. You might press him for some evidence to back up what they said. Now, how much would they have to say to convince you? What test would you use to decide if they had said enough? Now, in mathematics, we make mathematical statements. How can we be sure that they are true? For example, the formula to work out the volume of a sphere, it is that V equals to 4 by 3 pi r cube. Assuming that you know this formula, how do you know that it is correct? If you could check some volumes by measuring it, you would find that it gives accurate results. But will it always give accurate results? How about for spheres the size of the earth? You could not check those by measuring. So what comes to our help? Theorems, axioms, postulates. So all these will be using when we'll be studying the lessons, lines and angles, triangles, quadrilaterals, and we will use some basic assumptions that need not be proved. They are very obvious facts. So moving on, we have certain properties which are actually obvious universal truth, that sun always rises in the east, sun always sets in the west. That is called a universal truth. So he divided them into two types. Postulates he called the assumptions that we can assume specific to geometry, and axioms the assumption used throughout mathematics and not specifically linked to geometry. Some of his axioms are things which are equal to one another, if those things are equal to the same thing. For example, let us say if student A gets marks same as student C and student B also gets the same marks as student C, then it means the marks of student A and student B will be equal. So this is just an example, and you can take some